Welcome back to SaharaTV. Maybe you've heard of it, an African-focused agricultural development project led by music icon Bono's One.org. They're urging African leaders to focus more on agricultural development. And One has brought together several African musicians to motivate African youth in paying more attention to agriculture in Africa. Now, about 19 musicians have come together and produced a music track called Coconut Chocolate to assist in spreading the word. The project was initiated in, I believe, January 2014, this year. And on the line with me from Nairobi, Kenya, is music artist Juliani. He's one of Kenya's top musicians, and he was named ambassador for the project. Now, because of his long-time work in exposing Kenyan youth to the benefits of farming and agriculture, we're speaking to him today. Welcome to the show, Juliani. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Juliani. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Great. I believe we lost your image, but I'll just speak to you until we can get your image to come back up. But first off, just start telling me about this initiative with One.
I can hear you guys.
Okay, great. Like I was saying, we've lost your image, but I'm just going to speak to you. Oh, there you are, you're back. Thank you. Okay, so Juliani, first tell me about this initiative with One, this agricultural development initiative. Tell me about it. What is it, and what's the end goal for the project and the end goal for yourself?
I think the farming project is about basically, in our country right now, we enjoy a lot of, we have a lot of youth unemployment. And in our country also, we have a lot of resources that are available for us, land and everything else that is necessary for us to feed ourselves and to take care of ourselves. So I think the situation in our country is more of a lack of information. People have all the resources needed for us to do something about our situation. And also, of course, government commitment. So that's why we, of course, started all this to connect all those things together.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So you were named the ambassador for the project, or one of the ambassadors. I know DeBange is on the board as an ambassador, and footballer Yaya Toure. Can you tell me a little about what you do as an ambassador for this project? What does that mean exactly?
The good thing about the One campaign and a song later, it was just a continuation of what we've been doing in the neighbor from last year. Because we took on a campaign called Farming in School from last year, and we did a musical tour, and also we did a lot of community and youth meetings. So right now, it was good that of course I get to meet all the artists from across Africa, and notice that this is not a Kenyan problem alone. It's an African issue, and it's an issue that needs to be addressed. So it was good for me to be part of all this.
Thank you for that. Tell me, what phase? I know the project I think it, or correct me if I'm wrong, but it started or was launched in January of this year. What phase is it in now? Have you guys reached a sort of mark, or are you still, working away? What phase is the project in, or how long is it going to last for?
I think for me, that's the question that I was asking also, because sorry, the guys talking at behind you. I can hear them, so I can't.
Okay.
They distract me sort of. But
thank you for that.
Yeah, but what my intention, of course, after the last year is that unless we shouldn't be one of things that we always do and get celebrities together and do things and eventually make a song. That's comfortable for a musician to do. But now you need to, the same vigor and the same energy that we put for the last 1 month should be continued, because our people starving is not a one-off thing. People will keep starving, especially if the governments are not committed, especially there's no a plan for our people to be fed and for us not to go hungry. And it's so embarrassing for our countries and our people to go hungry, and we have all these resources that are available for us. So it shouldn't never be a one-off thing. But personally, what I do is that we are connecting governments. We have something in our country called Youth Fund, We have corporates who are seeing it as a viable thing to start off. So we are just connecting these people to the resources and to the know-how, so young people could start. Because our country, a lot of young people, their first investment when they have is property. So we just letting them understand that it's more than the property. When it's there, it's not for you to die on. It's not an investment for you to die on. It can be something that you can use to feed for yourself every day and to create an employment for yourself apart from feeding yourself.
Right. So talk to me a little bit about, how are you connecting youth to this? How are you getting the message across? How, what does that look like?
Of course, you can do music, but music you cannot go with the music. You can just use it to mobilize and to get people interested. But now you need to get all the stakeholders on board, so that the stakeholders can now take it further and give more information about what is needed. And my government, specifically in this country, that we got a commitment from our president that they're going to increase funding in some aspects of the agriculture, in agriculture in this country. So that's something we are happy on, and they will increase investment. But a lot of young people still need to get information as far as the best practices, and I think that's that's our next step, and also that's our next step as far as from here. So, but music is just there to mobilize it. You cannot go. You cannot go to the details in 3 minutes, a 4 minutes or a 3-minute song.
Right. Now, Juliani, you've been involved in initiatives like this before. Talk to me a little bit about where this sort of came from within you. Where did all of this stem from? What made you so interested in, pushing the movement for agriculture development?
In last year, I was named Amiran Poverty Eradication Ambassador. So, of course, what came out of it is a training. I did a training, and I was a little bit exposed to some of the things that are going on. And at the same time, I got I have some some initiatives to, of course, support young people and to get young people, of course, to better themselves. So this is what just a continuation of that. Because we invest in small businesses here, young people, small businesses. This was one of the aspects. When it comes to getting young people to be involved. And I did a training on best practices. I also did a training with a youth fund and to understand more about financing. And so basically, the information that I got, I just decided to share it with as many young people as possible across the country. So we went on tour. We took like 6 counties in Kenya. So it's basically it's like amplifying just what I've learned, and coordinating and putting resources together and people together for young people to explore and to use.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I want to ask you. A lot of people are a bit skeptical. There's always this project or that project, or this initiative or that campaign. I want to ask you. Why one? Why did you decide to work with one? And do you see that this project will actually be beneficial versus just being another project that, went under the rug?
I think the reason why I chose, I met the director here, but one of the things that I chose to work with them because the voice now can be, everybody will notice that is a big issue and it's something that needs to be addressed, and there's an opportunity, especially when it comes to young people. And also, of course, the research that came forth that majority of our people are being fed by agriculture. So these are just a way to amplify the message. And immediately the word went around in my country that we are working with one, and we did a lot of interviews. A lot of people started getting interested, and a lot of people, young people, pursued it. So working with young is just a way to amplify the message, but the basics also have to be handled still.
That's true.
We have to go back to the ground. We can do the on top stuff and the noise and the media and everything, but we have to get our hands dirty to the neighborhoods and to the rural areas, to the villages, to the small-scale farmers, for them to understand what's going on.
And that's true. Now, out of this, you guys also created a music track called Coconut Chocolate. I want to
Yeah.
ask you, what was that like working with so many different artists from around Africa? What was it like? And tell me about the production of it. Where was it produced and who produced it?
Truth of the matter, I came out a little bit late because I didn't travel the same time the time that I was scheduled to travel. So I came a little bit late. I was like the last person to even record it. I recorded it alone. So the only time I get to enjoy the moment is when we were doing the video, and I saw all these African stars together, and I really
Wow.
appreciated that. So I only spent like 10 minutes in the studio. I didn't get to enjoy the fullness of everything. And but the track, the chorus is catchy. In Kenya, people are receiving the track well. So I cannot say more about the track, but I think
Okay.
I think the talent that presented themselves there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And finally,
yeah.
as I wrap up, I guess what's the next phase for you personally within this project? Even after one has finished, how do you hope to sustain it and keep it going?
The good thing for me as an artist, this is what I do every day. This is part of my day-to-day business. Uh, uh, Basically means that I have a lot of initiative here to support young people. And so what we are doing now, we are setting up a place as we speak, even right now, to connect young people to the information. Basically, information when it comes to financing, information when it comes to, of course, best practices, and information to connect with the right resources that for them to start off agriculture. But the most important part is for young people to push for the government to take it, because when you're talking about agriculture, we're not just talking about wealth creation. We're talking about securing our future, because if we cannot feed ourselves in the next 10 years, if we continue having the same problems, I think we won't be successful right now with this campaign. So it's about securing our future, and that message has to be continuously be there, getting young people to not only practice agriculture, but also to push our government to give it priority. So that's what I'm going to do from now with an initiative called Kama CCC and Farming in School. Kama CCC is a Swahili name word for if it's not us, then who's going to do it? So I'm going to use that platform from now until, of course, we start seeing small changes and continuous changes.
Right. I want to ask you something before I let you go, actually. I know you mentioned that you have been in touch with the Kenyan government, and they're, saying that they will, I guess, work towards giving the 10% that one is hoping that leaders would start to put into this project. But do you know about any other African leaders? Have you heard? Has anyone agreed to actually give the 10% or work towards that? Do you have any updates on that?
Of course, this is politics. Anybody, if you ask them right now, they'll say that's to impress the people. They'll say they're giving it priority, but they need to be pushed to give it priority. When they're given a mic in a platform and they ask that question, of course they'll say that's their priority. But it doesn't reflect when it comes to the
Actual planning.
implementation. So right now, I don't know. I was so much concerned about my country, and I saw some changes that my government played. The government initiated. So I think we are in the right direction as far as Kenya. Other countries, I'm not sure of, and I'll have to do my research. But in Kenya, we are making some progress. And I think we just need to intensify the noise and intensify the meetings and everything else for our government to stay on course.
We agree here, and we hope that the message does get across to the youth, and keep doing what you're doing out there. And we thank you so much for joining us here at SaharaTV today, okay?
Thank you for your patience.
Absolutely. All right, viewers, that has been Juliani out in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. He's a hip-hop star in Nairobi, Kenya. He's also the ambassador for the DoAgric It Pays campaign, initiated by Bono's group, one.org. So stay with us for more. We will be right back.